Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso at thewatchbox.com for pricing. In 2016, Vacheron Constantin gave us our third generation of the overseas sports watch, and this is the core model, the self-winding. In rose gold, 41 millimeters in diameter, the timepiece is a svelte 11.2 millimeters thick. From lug tip to lug tip, if we're just talking the case, it measures 49 millimeters. And if we measure the outermost link to outermost link, it's an intimidating sounding 55.4 millimeters, but don't be deceived, it doesn't wear that large. The watch also comes with two additional straps, one blue rubber, one blue leather, plus a separate deployant clasp for those straps, and it's easy to swap between them because this watch features a quick release system that allows you to rapidly denude it of strap or clasp. So you will find that you have many opportunities to use those two straps. The rubber strap in particular will shrink the fit of the watch so it wears on a smaller wrist. Now my wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference, and you can see as I wear the watch on the bracelet, it fits well. It's nowhere near overlapping the edge of my wrist, and you can see that the lugs and the bracelet actually start to angle down before they exit, and so you get this wonderful slope around the edge of your wrist. So I think you could wear this watch on a 15 centimeter circumference wrist if it's on the bracelet, maybe 14 centimeters circumference if it's on the rubber strap. Again, the watch comes with two, leather and rubber. So this is how it looks on my wrist, but what's important here is that being a Vacheron, it needs to be both sports watch and dress watch. Every Vacheron is first a dress watch, just like every Marine is first a rifleman. And you can see that it will fit easily underneath the cuff, no issues there. It's got a substantial feel to it. You might think with so many moving parts in the bracelet, it would feel a little bit lighter than a comparable Patek Philippe or AP bracelet, but exactly the contrary. It feels more substantial than what you'll get in, say, a Nautilus. Taking a quick look, you do have that quick release system for the bracelet, but note every single link is removable, and that on both sides of the bracelet, so you're going to get a nice close fit. Also note that there's an intermediate sized link in there if you're in between sizes, and then each side has a 1.5 millimeter sleeved push in, pull out quick adjustment system. So you've got a lot of adjustability here. It's a double folding clasp with twin trigger release for security when closed. When closed, it shows you the Vacheron Maltese cross, and you'll note that motif is present throughout the watch. You can see it's in the center links of the bracelet. Note the attention to detail. Polished outer face is satin across the top. There's a rolled bevel along the side that extends the bevel of the case shoulder, and then in between the links, there's this high polish. Again, the attention to detail in places where you might never even see if you don't roll the bracelet through the light, but they're careful about that at Vacheron. They've been making watches for a long time, since 1755. Vacheron is the oldest continuously operating Swiss watchmaker. We've got the Maltese cross logo on a screw-down crown, 150 meters water resistant. Let's turn out the light, see what we've got. Plenty of luminescence, nice bright and blue. The dial's bright and blue too. It's a black polished metal base with a translucent blue lacquer on top of it that looks very similar to a certain blue chronometer also made in Geneva. Now you can see that that Maltese cross motif is repeated on the bezel, and that there's a plinth underneath the bezel with a combination of polish and satin on both the bezel recesses and its top, as well as satin on the top of the plinth that is polished on its edge. So there is a lot of thought that goes into this finishing. The dial includes solid gold dial furniture, including the logo, the date frame, the indices, and the hands. And the watch also has a flange outboard against which you can read minutes and seconds. Although it does not have hacking, that's the only omission. It does feature a quick set system, so you can rapidly cycle the date, and it is a crisp one. Underneath the case back, and thankfully we have a display case back here, we have a worthy Vacheron caliber 5101. This was the first Vacheron overseas to have an in-house caliber Geneva Seal movement and display caseback. In spite of the display caseback, it's just as anti-magnetic as the second generation watch, with a paramagnetic ring around the movement, 25,000 ampere per meter anti-magnetic. We've got a quadruple finished compass rose style engraved rotor, 22 karat gold, not 21, not 18, and heaven help us, not rose gold plated tungsten. This is the good stuff. It uses ceramic rotor bearings for higher winding efficiency. It has two barrels for a nice even torque release so it doesn't surge or sag throughout the power band, also gaining a 60-hour power reserve. We have a 4 hertz beat rate. Rolling around, you can see it's a 37 jewel movement with a chronometer and high horology style 5-position adjustment, quite exacting. We have the Geneva hallmark on the movement, but also on the case. Since 2012, it has been a full movement standard, and you can see the finishing on the components here. The quality of the finish speaks for itself. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this extraordinary Vacheron Constantin overseas self-winding.